So Rockstar filed a patent a couple of years ago which could potentially tell us how GTA 6 Online is going to run. Now the reason I'm making this video is at the time when this patent was filed there was a little bit of buzz online, there was a couple of articles that spoke about it, but now we are way closer to the game actually coming out and we know more about it. I thought it'd be good to bring this back up again because it would appear like the world has forgotten about this leak that came out years ago from the patent. So without further ado, let's get into it. And as always, all links and stuff are all down below so you can check any sources or information should you want to read more information. So there's a few things mentioned in this which aren't that interesting, but there are some things that are really interesting. So firstly, the patent refers to there will be seamless lobby switching. GTA Online runs on a P2P model where players in the same lobby can interact with each other. Often gamers need to switch lobbies due to errors, bugs, griefers, etc. Sometimes gamers even have to go to a solo lobby to play in peace. All this lobby switching comes with a massive load time each time. Tell me about it. Innovative systems and methods for session management are disclosed for providing a multiplayer game with seamless splitting and merging of network sessions. This implies that switching from one lobby to the next will not encounter a loading screen, hence the experience will be seamless and more time will be saved to play the game. Now I want to say here, the P2P model that Rockstar have always used is not only one really dangerous and not a very secure way of doing it, and it opens people up to hacking and all sorts of other issues. It also suffers from the issues that I mentioned here, which is when you're switching between lobbies, you're basically disconnecting from one network session to another, which is one, really outdated, but secondly, it's just boring. I've before been in sessions in GTA Online where I've left because of griefers, tries to join another session, being griefers again, and after like switching sessions 3 or 4 times, you just kind of give up. Like you just can't be bothered anymore. Obviously now they've changed it, it is a bit faster and it's a way, not seamless by any means, but it is a way faster process. It's still annoying. So negating this issue would make the online experience way more fun. More time per session would be spent playing the game rather than just trying to manage your sessions. Now the next thing is the thing that I find the most exciting, which is that the map is going to be split into numerous sessions. GTA Online currently runs on a peer-to-peer model. This means that there's no dedicated servers or player networks that interact to send and receive information. This model, however, is a huge issue and limits the game a lot. A lot of onus is also laid on the gamer's internet connection quality. The patent states that to negate any unnecessary loading and or stalling, there will be a seamless session management system. Take-Two said that they would split the map into multiple sessions to make it seamless. This implies just for perspective's sake that if a player drives from Vinewood to LSIA, they would have to join and leave multiple sessions that way. So this could potentially mean that in the leaks that we saw back in 2022, where there was some indication of lobby sizes of somewhere from 28 to 30 players, this could mean that potentially each individual lobby is just a section of the map. As we can see from this diagram here, splitting off certain sections of the map into certain lobbies would allow more players across the whole map, but also without having to load 100 people into one session. This is essentially what the patent explains, and that is extremely interesting. And it says underneath, GTA 6 will see separate areas of the map as separate sessions. The above picture illustrates the idea that the patent presents. Ignore the map as it's just being used for filling purposes. If the separate locations on the map represent individual sessions, the game will always have a large population. Even if the lobby capacities are not increased and there are no dedicated servers, the map will have more players. Using the above image as a reference, it is easy to understand. Hypothetically, each lobby can hold a maximum of 40 players and the map is divided into 6 sessions. The map can be populated by 240 players at a time, 40 by 6. Every gamer can interact with each other just by meeting at a specific location. So overall, this is a system that I would love to see implemented. However, I do hope this means we get away from the P2P model. It's just rubbish. We're way past that now technologically wise. We don't need to be doing that. But whether we stick with that or whether we go to a new server based model, having different sessions split by the map is really interesting. The only thing I can see being an issue here, what if everyone wanted to congregate around Vice City and that was one section of the map? Would there be a limit of how many people can get into Vice City? But how does that work? I can see so many flaws to this system that in theory should work. The maths adds up. 6 sections of a city, or maybe like 10 sections or whatever it might be, with different lobbies happening with each of them. The maths never applies to how GTA players act when they get mad and start rocketing people in a city. Everyone's going to congregate around Vice City. It's the way it's going to be. There is no getting around that. So how does that negate the issue? But also there's another thing to say here, which is a bit of a caveat. Just because Rockstar have patented something, or patented, whatever the word is, I make English people mad, I make Americans mad whenever I say one or the other. Just because that there's been a license document saying that they have the technology to do something, doesn't mean they're going to introduce it. This could have been just them experimenting with something and saying, hey, this is how we're thinking of doing it. Sweet, let's just trademark that idea so no one can steal it. Like, that's usually the way that companies like Take-Two and Rockstar work. This doesn't mean that's definitely the system that we're going to see, but the leaks we had back in 2022 suggested that the lobby sizes would be between 28 and 30 people, which is tiny, especially for how big the map is. So this is the only thing we've seen so far that would explain how that could work if the lobby wasn't the full map. The lobby was a section of the map. But then again, like I've just said, we have the issue about people trying to traverse the map and congregate in one area. There is no point in having 100 people in the map if you're never going to see the 100 people in the map. Do you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make sense. The only way it could work, which would be absolutely rubbish, and if Rockstar do this, I'm going to be furious, is if you have to actually load in a part of the map. Like, you go to your menu and you select, I want to go to Port Gellhorn, and only Port Gellhorn loads. But that would be taking things back to the 1990s, and I don't understand why they would do that. That doesn't make any sense. So like I've said in other videos, implementation is 9/10 of the law. Like, I don't care how they do it, as long as it's seamless and it works nicely. Like, that's the most important thing. Is Rockstar always find a way to make things just kind of work. Although that they can never please everyone. Like, there's things that I love about the game that other people hate, and there's things that other people hate that I love. Like, Rockstar will never please all of us, but they're not going to make a system that just doesn't work. And if they do, obviously, with the uproar that comes from it, they'll probably fix it. So it'd be interesting to see how they implement this system and how they implement the whole idea of managing this, like managing these different sessions and lobbies in one map. But as always, guys, I'm really keen to hear what your thoughts are about this. Obviously, we don't have any solid answers from Rockstar yet. Like, we have nothing solid and nothing concrete and nothing bulletproof that tells us exactly what we're going to be expecting to see from this. So everything we're doing here is just speculating, theorizing, and I feel like I have to kind of like say this in all of my videos. Yes, we are speculating. Yes, this is theory. There is no need to comment saying, well, that's just speculation. Yes, it is. This is theorizing. This is speculation. This is looking at data we have and trying to draw a conclusion. I'm not trying to get you to watch my videos thinking that I have all the answers. Like, we don't have all the answers. We are all people that are very excited for GTA 6, and we're all speculating and we're trying to figure stuff out, and my light's just gone off. It's got real dark in here. Well, I think that's time for me to end the video. Well, thank you all for watching. If you did enjoy, please consider liking and subscribing, and I'll see you all in the next one.